Hey, how we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for a big afternoon in the African Cup of Nations. Senegal, probably one of the favourites, maybe the favourite actually, for this tournament, against Botswana. Rank outsiders, maybe one of the lowest favoured teams in the tournament. I won't say one of the worst teams in the tournament, but certainly one of the lowest favoured, Botswana. They're not, they're certainly not a team that many will recognise in the latter stages of the AFCON. Whereas Senegal, we know, absolutely littered with stars from across Europe. Koulibaly, Mendy, as they're going across the line here, we can see them, we know them. Iliman Ndiaye on the right-hand side, Sadio Mane, Ismaila Sarr. They've got some absolute top-quality players, Senegal. And we'll go through the lineups, actually. Let's do the lineups. So we've got Mendy in goal. Edouard Mendy in goal. It's Crepin Diatta of Monaco at right-back. Koulibaly and Moussa Niakate. Niakate, of course, of Lyon. Koulibaly now, I think he's in Saudi, isn't he? Is he Al Hilal? I think he's Al Hilal. And then Ishmael Jacobs of Galatasaray at left-back. Idrissa Gana Gueye in midfield alongside Pape Gueye. Pape Gueye, who is is he at Villarreal or Marseille? Where is he? Pape Gueye. It's the two Gueyes anyway. Pape Gueye and Idrissa Gana Gueye is sitting in the midfield. Iliman Ndiaye, Sadio Mane, Ismaila Sarr, who need no introduction at all, and then Nicholas Jackson at centre forward. So, players that we'll all recognise there in the Premier League and across Europe. For Botswana, it's Foko in goal, Johnson, Dithokwe and Galaulwe. Velafwe, I'm not going to be great with pronunciations, I apologise. Gaulaulwe and Velafi at the back. Mohotsiwa and Ditsele in midfield. And then it's Orobonye, Cooper and Sekanyeng on the right, with the centre forward, 32-year-old Omatla Kepatho of Jwaneng Galaxy in the Botswanan Premier League. I will say no more, but there you go. That is the starting lineup for both of these teams, and again, that is going to be a heavy feature of the Botswanan. Is it the Botswanan? And I'm not entirely sure, but the Botswana players are very heavily concentrated in and around African teams. So you've got Motuzi Cooper, who's playing in the number 10 today. He plays for Township Rollers in the Botswanan Premier League. Kabelo Sekanyeng plays for Maghreb Fez, which is in the Moroccan Premier League. Motusiwa plays for Oran. Oran is in the Algerian League. Ditsele and Johnson both play for Gaborone United, who are also in the Botswanan Premier League. As does Velafi. And then you've got Dilokwe, who plays for Al Ittihad in Libya, the Libyan Premier League. And Galaulwe also plays for Township Rollers. So there you go. Mostly made up, the Botswana team is mostly made up of players from the Botswana Premier League and of the African teams around them. So it's going to be some incredible. It is very much. Let's be honest. David against Goliath in the African Cup of Nations today. Senegal should win this one quite comfortably. It should be a very comfortable 3-4-5-0 win. Adrian, hello matey, you all good? Key Shell says, please don't get injured. Daz Reynolds says, any players we recognise? Plenty of players for Senegal, probably not so many from Botswana, I have to say. Head to head, 4 of Senegal's last 5 internationals have featured over 3.5 goals. And Botswana haven't scored a second half goal in their last 4 competitive internationals. In fact, Botswana have conceded at least 2 goals in 4 out of their last 5 games. Doesn't bode well, does it, for them, really? Let's be honest. Botswana forward Thabang Sasinyi, who's the all-time marksman all-time top marksman in the Botswana Premier League, is on the bench today. He's not fit enough to play. Yeah, Sesinyi, there you go. That is the one we need to keep an eye out for. Thabang Sesinyi, the all-time top scorer in the Botswana Premier League. He is on the bench today for Botswana. Not quite fit enough to make the starting lineup. Normal Guy says, good morning from America. Senegal to win. And Daz, did you see Mo's goal last night? I haven't yet. No, I haven't. I didn't. I was watching. What was the late game we had on last night? Fulham v Forest. Yeah, I was watching Fulham Forest. Simply Football says South Africa will win it. Well, we're doing South Africa against Egypt in a few days' time, but we're about to get kicked off here. Senegal against Botswana in Morocco for a huge game for Botswana. This one, goals are plenty. I'm expecting, and we're off and underway. Cool, fast start already. Godwitus says Nigeria. How's it going? Good to see you, mate. But yeah, it's the Lions of Teranga. That is what Senegal's nickname is. The Lions of Teranga against the Zebras. Is it the Zebras or the Zebras? Whichever way you want to pronounce it. But yeah, the Zebras against the Lions of Teranga. Nathan says it's 137 on Sky. It is, yeah, Archie. You can watch it on 137. Nathan says is Mane playing? Yep, Sadio Mane in the number 10 spot for Senegal today. Iliman Ndiaye, Mane and Ismaila Sarr behind Nicholas Jackson. It's not a bad front four, is it? Let's be honest. And just behind him is Idrissa Gana Gueye and Pap Gueye. So two very experienced European players as well behind them. So plus Koulibaly, plus Mendy, and they're a good side, Senegal. This Senegal side would not look out of place playing in the Champions League, for example. Tabomoyo says, Arsenal against Crystal Palace prediction. My prediction for Arsenal Palace is... I think Arsenal win that one quite comfortably. I think Palace are really going to struggle. They just look really tired. So yeah, I think Arsenal will win that one quite comfortably in the end. Tolga, hello, Haki, hello, Shelley, how's it going? Sean McCann, Senegal actually have an unreal side. Yeah, it's a very strong one, isn't it? Very, very strong one, it has to be said. I'll tell you what, well, Koulibaly's just gone straight into the back of the Botswana winger there. And Botswana have an early set piece, an early free kick. Could they land an early blow on Senegal? Now that would put the cat amongst the pigeons. Daz Reynolds says 2 months without Isaac. 2 months is a lot better than what we thought. Ball whipped in. Cleared away by Senegal. Oh, now that's a really poor piece of defending from Botswana. And they're in. Senegal 1-on-1. Nicholas Jackson should make this 1-0. Great save from the keeper. Oh, it's a brilliant save. Iliman Ndiaye. Laid off. Should be. Skied over the top. Senegal really should be 1-0 in front there. Pap Gueye smashes it over the bar. Really should be 1-0. LJ says, hi Key, my father grew up in South Africa in his early childhood. I live in America, so I'll be hoping for South Africa to win the AFCON. By the way, I think Arsenal will not win the Carabao Cup. Okay. Well, fair enough. Well, that's good. That's lovely to hear, mate. Normal Guy says Botswana keeper is a big guy. A big guy in what sense? Are we talking about he's a big guy as in he's tall or he's chunky? I don't know. Hey, he got down to that one all right, didn't he? It's a good save. Senegal to win the AFCON, says Kai. And Will says, I watched the Egypt-Zimbabwe game last night. It was a great game. Nice. Good to see you, Will. Dad says, what channel is it on? Normal channel 4 or different one? It's on 143. Yeah. 143. If you're on Virgin, it's 143. It's channel 47. It's like the ITV2, basically. So it's on channel 47. AFC have. Hi, Key. Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, mate. Same to you. We want a nice early goal in this one, maybe, just to put the cat. Actually, do you know what? No, I'd like it. I'd quite like it if Botswana were to maybe to pinch one themselves, and then becomes a bit of attack versus defence. Then, doesn't it? Ideally, want Botswana to hold out for as long as possible. Senegal now down the right hand side, and header chance. Oh, what a save from the goalkeeper! What a save! Sadio Mane header. And it's a wonderful save from Foko. Ilman and stood it up. Sadio Mane header. Into the floor. And it's a bit of a Hollywood save there from Foko. But it is a save nonetheless. Senegal play it short. That's shocking. That's really poor. Very poor. Alfie, where do you think Semenyo ends up? Well, I've seen Chelsea are after Semenyo this morning. Personally, I don't care where he ends up as long as he doesn't come to Liverpool. I don't want him to be at Liverpool. So yeah, maybe he goes to United, maybe he does go to Chelsea, maybe he goes to City. I don't know. Wherever he ends up, I don't care. But as long as he doesn't come to Liverpool. Will's Wizard Boss says, can you name who any of the Botswana players play for? I can't. Yeah, we've just been through the full Botswana team, basically. Many of them play for the Township Rollers, who are one of the stars in the Botswana Premier League. So there you go, the Township Rollers. Keep them in mind. And not only the Township Rollers, it's also Gaborone United. Yeah, Gaborone United and Jwaneng Galaxy. They are all other teams in the Botswana Premier League. Shell, how did the shopping go? Oh, we got it all, but it was very, very busy. Very, very busy. It was good though. Yeah, we got everything we needed to. 200 quid. Spenny in it, but you have to get what you have to get. Tolga says, come on, Botswana. 1 goal, please. Tolga thinks Botswana are going to score. Wow. One place for Intellindex Miners Club. Finn4447, is Ndai starting? He is, yes. Ilman Ndai starting. He's already created a couple of half chances, to be honest. And Jake says, yo, Key, how are we today? I'm good, mate. I've got a bit of a headache. Well, that's probably because I was up till 1 in the morning. Yeah, I was up till 1 in the morning after we did shopping. I was out shopping, doing Christmas shopping till about 12:30. Somewhere like that. Edward, hey Key, Merry Christmas. How's it going, mate? Yeah, good to see you. Will says, I think I'll start supporting them. Bit of a far trip to watch a Botswana game, mind. Archie, I'm saying Illy and Ghana 2-0. What a surprise. The Everton fan thinks the Everton players will score. Like I said, Botswana have conceded at least 2 goals in 4 out of their last 5 games. So the stats all point to Botswana conceding a fair few today. Especially given they're up against the favourites. Senegal, in good form, I would imagine. There's a few goals in this one. Already, early doors, we're seeing chances being created. LJ says, what will you be doing for Christmas dinner? Everyone give me your ideas. What am I doing for Christmas dinner? We do goose fat, potatoes. Cook your roasties in goose fat. That's absolutely Carrots and turnips with a little bit of honey in. That's a little trick. It's a very good trick. Put a little bit of honey in your carrots and turnips. Mash them all together. Oh, different class. Archie, they can't help being the best players on the pitch. On the planet, mate. Come on, let's call it for what it is. They're on the planet. Shell says, absolutely the toffees to score. LJ, goose. Yeah, goose fat. Yeah, go and get a jar of goose fat. You can get it from most supermarkets. LJ says, I want to ask, is goose still AC? Affordable nowadays? Goose fat is? Yeah, you can get a jar of goose fat. It's only a few quid. I mean, I know you're in America, so I imagine, I don't know, $5? I don't know, it's not going to be much more than a few dollars, I wouldn't imagine, some goose fat. Shell says, beef roast dinner. Yeah, a little beef roast dinner's beautiful. Edwin, I'm having pork, turkey and gammon with sprouts, loads of veg, mashed roast, Yorkies and gravy. Lovely. Archie says carrot and turnip is already sweet enough. Well, depends, doesn't it? Depends how you cook it. But little, I'm only talking about a dash. I'm not talking like loads of honey. I'm just talking a little dash in there. Just pengs the meal up. Good ball over to the left-hand side for Senegal. Here's Sadio Mane into the penalty area. Oh, claim for a penalty. You're never getting a penalty for that, Sadio. Come on, get up, lad. Referee's not giving a pen for that. Archie, I actually love Ghana. 37 and still runs our midfield. He's still one of the best midfielders in the Prem, isn't he? He's absolutely quality, Ghana guy. I was saying this the other day. Someone asked me if you had to take one Everton player, who would it be? I was like, Ghana Gay, 1,000,000%. We need a Ghana Gay in our midfield at the minute. Oh, Koulibaly's having a quick word with the referee, trying to see if he can get a penalty up the other end for Sadio Mane. But listen, look at the state of this. It's never a penalty. I'm getting a pen for that. Nah, come on. Come on, Sadio. Shell says, did you watch the Congo game before? No. I haven't. I didn't watch the Congo game. I've only been watching. To be honest, I've been too busy this morning. I've just watched this. This is the only one I'm watching this afternoon. And then Arsenal tonight. LJ, no, not goose fat, but goose like in a whole goose. Is that still affordable nowadays? Duck is expensive and a lot of work for a lazy person like me. I don't know. I've never had goose. I've had goose fat on my potatoes, but I've never had goose as in goose. George says, which Man U player would you take? Which Man United player would I have? It's not really a standout one, to be honest. Because the area of the pitch that we're lacking, United are worse than us. Do you know what? I'd probably take Kobe Mainoo. It would be. I think it'd be Kobe Mainoo. Yeah. We need a midfielder, and he's probably a closer fit for Liverpool than he is for you. Yeah, I don't necessarily think he'd start. He would. He would start over Alexis McAllister at the minute, given how bad he's playing. But yeah, I wouldn't take any of your centre backs, and none of your centre forwards are getting in over us, over what we have. So, no. But yeah, Kobe Mainoo probably. Sadio Mane, strike. Gets a second bite of the cherry. All the way through to Foco. Archie, if Man U want to get rid of Agate, I'd happily take him. Agate at Everton. Oh, that's so bad. No. Botswana on the counter-attack here. Tell you what. Go on, lad. Get it in. Good lad. That's a foul. No. It's better. Botswana doing some good stuff here. No, he's offside. Edward says, Key, what channel is the AFCON on? It's on 143, mate. Shell, not a bad game first half. Yeah, it's been alright, hasn't it? Yeah, they've started all right, Botswana. They've defended okay, and they've caused a threat on the counter-attack going the other way. Yeah, 14 minutes in, I think the Botswana manager would be quite happy with this. LJ says, I'm much more generous with butter on meat than most Americans. I use butter much less, as I have health concerns about a lot of butter. Fair enough. And Tolga says, the odds say Senegal will win this match, but there could be a surprise. Mr. Luke Etherington, what 6 strikers would you have at Man United? What 6 strikers? 6? Jake says, "Yo, Key, which rival player would you take?" I don't know what that. I don't know what you mean, Jake. Archie says, "Someone told me it was 137. I was stuck watching Holmes Under the Hammer for 5 minutes." Yeah, no, 143, mate. I promise you. Unless you've, I'm guessing if you've got Sky, it might be slightly different. But I think 143 is what I'm. That's what I'm watching on Virgin anyway. Yeah, because Fraser was on before it. Oh, well played. I'm rooting for Botswana here. Luke, what strikers would you have at Man United squad if Sesko wasn't at Man United? I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know. Lee Trundle. Lee Trundle and Kiefer Moore. Senegal pushing in. This is better. Good turn from Jackson. Over to Illiman and Die. Starting to just crank up the pressure a little bit now. The Lions of Teranga. Strike from the edge of the box. Great block from Botswana. This is brilliant stuff. Defensively, they're doing really well. Archie, I don't rate Sesko. I feel like you've got to give him time, though. I would be a massive hypocrite if I was saying, yeah, he's garbage. When actually, I think Voltemada deserves time. I think Wirtz deserves time. Ekatike started well. I think he deserves time. There's some players, when they come to the Premier League, when they're young, when they're under 23, realistically, you need to be giving them a little bit of time to kind of settle in and before they prove how good they can or can't be. Minimum 1 year for me. So I'll judge Sesko in like 12 months. If he's still producing this sort of stuff 12 months in, then maybe. But something tells me he'll kick on. He's not a bad striker, Sesko. FM No Casuals. I used to work with a Botswana striker at Little Depot in Pontefract. Do you know I once went. Where was it? We was at. I think we was in a hotel. We was in a hotel with this guy. Well, say we was in a hotel with this guy. That sounds a lot ropier than it needed to be. I was at a meeting, and I was staying at a hotel. That was a great save. Illiman and Die, strike from the edge of the box. Great save from Foco. Yeah, I was in a meeting. I think it was in Milton Keynes, and we was in this hotel, and we got talking to this guy who was working at the hotel, and he played for. He was just working at the hotel. He was just like a normal, but he played for. I forget the country now. He was like he'd played at the World Cup qualifiers. He'd played football in the World Cup qualifiers like 2 weeks prior, but he played for a really small country, and I can't remember the country now. It might have been like the Solomon or the Cook Islands or something like that, and he'd been over to Australia to play against Australia. I'm struggling now. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Twisted Face says Sesko has all the right attributes, but he's with us, Key. I have faith in Sesko, just no faith in us helping his development. Just got to give him minutes on the pitch. It's the same with anything, really. Any player that's going to reach their potential, they're going to need minutes on the pitch, and Amorim seems reluctant to play him, doesn't he? Archie says Vert shouldn't need time with a price tag like that. At the end of the day, mate, he's still 21. If you're 21, it doesn't matter what your price tag is. That doesn't affect how good or bad or anything like that. Strike! Oh, big save. Again, another big save. Foco's going to be really up against it today. Jake, I mean, what rival player would you take at Liverpool? Well, we've just done it, haven't we? Yeah, Kobbie Mainoo, mate. Jimmy P says rival fans begging for new signings to be crap has to be studied. Focus on your own rubbish. San Marino. No, it was someone like well out the back and beyond. It was, you know, I don't know why I keep saying Solomon Islands or Cook Islands. It's somewhere like that though. Oh, honestly, it was a good 15 years ago when this happened, and it baffled me. And he was like, he showed me pictures. He's had his picture took with, is it Tim Cahill? Tim Cahill it was. He had his picture took with, and they just played against him. And I was like, and you're now working in a hotel in Milton Keynes? And he was like, yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Twisted Fate says Mane is still looking great. Love him. Yeah. Archie, I was at Chelsea away and me and my dad had a pint with Derek Mountfield. What a player. What a player. Reese says, why is Ndai playing like prime Messi? Probably because he's playing against half of the Botswana Premier League. No offence to the Township Rollers or, you know, Jwaneng United. No offence to those guys at all. But if your team is made up of the Botswana Premier League X1, which this one basically is, and you're then playing up against, you know, your Iliman Ndai's and Sadio Mane's, Ismail Assar's, Idrissa Gana Gueye's, Koulibaly's, Mendy's of this world, you're going to find it difficult. It's absolutely bouncing it down in Morocco here, by the way. It is absolutely bouncing it down. Sadio Mane, again, great play from Botswana. Jimmy P says, remember, Ronaldo didn't kick it off immediately at United. No. There's plenty of players who haven't. We've talked about this loads of times, haven't we? It's not just Ronaldo. It was Pires and Overmars and Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, Didier Drogba, David Silva. Lots of players who came to the Prem and for the first, 6 months as an absolute minimum. I remember Robert Pires. Honestly, I remember people having a bit of a pop at the manager for signing Robert Pires. What a player he turned out to be. Tolga says, I'm going home. See you tonight, Shelley. No worries, Tolga. Take it easy, mate. Reece says, Everton fans, and Ndai is such a good player because he played well against Botswana. Well, he's yet to do anything against Botswana. Nicholas Jackson's just stuck one over the bar. But again, it's from an Iliman Ndai cross. But it is absolutely chucking it down with rain here. Jody says, will Wirtz come good like Pires did? Well, Wirtz has had about 4 man-of-the-match performances in the last month. So he's already doing absolutely fine. Unless you're judging him purely off goals and assists, in which case I don't really think football's for you. But yeah, Wirtz has already come good. Wirtz is already playing really well. Be yourself, Dylan. I got my new shoes. They are Converse. Lovely. Not a fan of Converse, but hey, to each their own. I think my missus likes Converse. She tends to wear Converse. Twisted Fate. Mainoo is wanted by every rival club fan I see, but we've got to remember the kid is 20. With the quality he possesses, if we lose him, I'll never forgive United. Because if he keeps developing, oh my days. He will, I'm telling you. There's no way Kobbie Mainoo stays at Man United. You know that, right? You've got to make your peace with that now, surely, mate. Kobbie Mainoo's not staying at Manchester United. Not a chance. It's a corner to Senegal. Corner to Senegal. Sadio Mane. Far post. Great claim from the keeper, Foco. Absolutely fantastic claim. Jimmy P says, watching you on my Meta Quest key. Oh, key in virtual reality. I don't even know what that is. Meta Quest. Wow. Hey, well, hey, whatever works for you, mate. Nathan says, rumours Chelsea going in for Semenyo. Yeah, it's not really smart, is it? LJ says 4-1-4-1 formation is working for Botswana. And by the way, what's your favourite formation? 4-4-2. The old classic. Botswana ball in, straight out of play. Twisted Face says, I can't make peace with it, Key. He's been with us since he was 9. I was following his development through the academy, going to the games, etc. I'm telling you, there's no way he stays at Man United when he's not getting games. And when he's getting called out by Amorim, he's 100% pushing for a move in January. Even if it's just on loan. But I don't think he plays at United long term. No chance. Jimmy P says, Semenyo will go to Liverpool, I'm sure. I don't want him, mate. I don't want him. I really, really hope that he goes to United or Chelsea or City, anywhere. I don't want him at Liverpool. Illiman and Die, ball in. Should be a big chance, far post. There you go. Oh, no, what a save from Foco. This guy's absolutely unplayable at the minute. Botswana have got a player down in the 6-yard box. Put it out. You've got a player down. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, they've played it long. What a pass that is, by the way. Unlucky. LJ says the classic 4-4-2 is my favourite as well. Yes, Key. And me as well, Key. 4-4-2. Can't go wrong with 4-4-2, can you? Archie, wonder why El Hadji Malik Diouf isn't playing. Yeah, I thought that actually. He's on the bench, isn't he? I would have thought he'd have been starting today. Nathan, don't you rate him, Key? I don't, mate. No, not a fan. I think he's far too... I think he's priced far too highly because his recent form has been brilliant. But actually, if you go back to last season, he wasn't even Bournemouth's best attacking player. Like, Clivert scored and created more than Semenyo. I just feel like he's a talented player who's he's got versatility. He can play left, he can play right, but he's actually not that good. I wouldn't have him. Jimmy P, 4-4-2 is making a comeback. It certainly is for Liverpool. And Edward says, Key, when's the FIFA streams coming? To be honest, mate, I can't do them. Yeah, no, can't do them. I'm going to be doing just doing the footy games now. I think Semenyo is slightly overrated. Still an unreal player, though. He's good. No, he is good. And no one will ever beat Diouf at Liverpool in the early 2000s. Beat him in what sense? Beat him in the sense that he's the worst player we've ever had. Twisted Face says, why is everyone wanting Semenyo? Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but I don't see him as a big six player. He probably is a big six player, but I'd only have him as a bench player. Like, for me, it's a bit like Eze going to Arsenal. Eze's gone to Arsenal, he'll sit on the bench for the most part. He's playing in, like, the Champions League games, and, they'll throw him in off the bench occasionally, but generally speaking, if everyone's fit, Eze's on the bench. It's the same with Liverpool and Semenyo. If we sign Semenyo, he isn't getting in over Salah, he isn't getting in over Gakpo. Just isn't. He's not better than either of them. So, he would be a bench player for us. And that's fine, but I don't want to sign a £60 million bench player who's 26 years old. I think we should be getting someone who's a bit younger, maybe with a higher ceiling. I think if we signed this version of Semenyo, this is as good as he's ever going to be. And he's not a bad player. He's not a bad player at all. Connor says, is Mane better than Salah? No, Salah is better. Salah is better than Mane. But Mane is an absolutely terrific Liverpool player and a legend, and I love him to bits. Shell says, is your little one excited for Santa? She is, yeah, very much so. Very excited. That's got to be a foul, ref. Free kick to Senegal just outside the area. Yeah, she's mega excited. We've been doing the elf on the shelf thing, so I've been trying to figure out elf on the shelf ideas every other day. HCTXV says the standard of AFCON is, I'd say, equivalent to League One. I mean, today it's a little bit different because you've got Botswana. Senegal are the top side. Lots of great players. Botswana's team, I hope Botswana, any Botswanans watching, they're not riddled with European quality, I guess, in terms of experience. There's a lot of players who are confined to the African leagues, and as a result, you would imagine Senegal win this one quite comfortably. It's been all Senegal early doors. Great ball in, great defending from Botswana, and skied over the bar from Ismail Assar. Reece says Semenyo would start for Spurs. Yeah, he would. Yeah, he'd start for Spurs. I think he would start for... I think he'd start for City. I really do. I think he'd start for City on that right-hand side. He'd probably start for Chelsea. I think he's better than Neto. He's certainly better than Garnacho. I just don't think... it's just mad. Yeah, I don't know. HGTXV, Semenyo's better than Gakpo. No, he's not. No, he's not. Semenyo is not better than Gakpo. Again, people have got short memories. People have got very short memories with Gakpo, and also, like, the guys other than Salah has been our top goal scorer, top goal creator, other than Mo Salah since he joined the club. He's phenomenal. Produced for us in very big moments as well. Won us games of football in really, really big games. Twisted Fate, he makes sense coming to United. We have Dorgu. I don't think he plays on the right ahead of Ahmad, since Ahmad and Mbermo have made a good connection now. If he goes to United, he'll end up playing left wing back, which is, yeah, crazy. And LJ says, African football is very unpredictable. Yeah, and that's why this is so much fun, isn't it? Because even though, look, it's 0-0, 31 minutes in, there's every chance Botswana could pinch one. Zoink says Gakpo can only cut in on the left and is predictable. Semenyo is much more to contend with. Hang on a minute, you say predictable like that's a bad thing. Robin and Salah have been the most predictable players their entire career. They still carved out decent careers, didn't they? It's entirely different, a defender knowing what you're going to do and being able to stop you. That's another thing altogether. They might know what you're going to do. Everyone knew what Messi was going to do for the most part. Still couldn't stop him. Can't do this. It's the same with Robin. It's the same with Salah. So, Gakpo does cut in an awful lot. But his numbers speak for themselves. He's an absolute quality player. Archie, is it bad to put beard on your Christmas list? Depends if you want it or not. Go for it. John says, Key, I have my half and half Liverpool and half Celtic shirt on. Christ, don't go Anfield with that. Adam says there was a period when Mane was unstoppable, best players in the world. That's why Bayern signed him. No, he was gone by the time Bayern signed him. At the time Bayern signed him, he was half the player he was before that. Lisha, Semenyo is so much better than Gakpo. That's ridiculous. He's better than Gakpo at most attributes. Again, recency bias. These are people who have only watched football in the last 3 months. Semenyo is not, by definition, better than Cody Gakpo. He's just not. It's a ridiculous. Gakpo is the scapegoat for Liverpool at the minute. He's the flavour of the month. Everything that goes wrong with Liverpool is Cody Gakpo's fault. And we're missing him. We are absolutely missing him. Be Yourself Dylan says he's so good, but he has missed some sitters. I mean, who hasn't, though? Who hasn't for Liverpool? Would anyone contend that Mo Salah's not world class? He's missed some sitters. Lots of sitters, actually. Nathan says, I don't understand why players are going to United. It's got to be money and not football. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's realign that. Man United are still a massive club. And even in the worst banter period ever, they've still won things, haven't they? They've still picked up trophies. So the idea that... Look, hey, they've won more than Arsenal have. They've won more than Arsenal have. Considering, where would you go? United or Arsenal? United are a bigger club. United, you've arguably got a better chance of winning trophies at United than you have Arsenal. Given, if you look at the last, 10 years, for example, certainly more likely to win things at United. Alicia, you can't compare Salah, Robben, or Messi's quality though. Yeah, but I'm not comparing Robben, Messi, or Salah's quality though, am I? I'm not comparing their quality. I am comparing one single thing which you compared. I didn't compare it. The people in the chat said all Gakpo can do is cut in and step inside. He does the same thing every time. And I said, yeah, there's quite a few other people who've done that. Notably, Robben, Messi, Salah. Plenty of players who only ever cut inside, and that was all they ever did, and you still couldn't stop him. Mahrez did the same. It was exactly the same thing every single time. Super predictable. Being able to do it and stop it and knowing what they're going to be able to do next is two completely different things. You might know what they're going to do. It doesn't mean you can stop it. So yes, I didn't say anything about the quality. I didn't say Gakpo was like Messi, did I? What I said was Gakpo does what Mahrez and Robben and Salah do, which is cut in. Yeah, that's fine. Most wingers do. Most wingers these days do. There's not many that get their boots white anymore. Foxy says it's a shame Lamine Camara only just returned from injury with Monaco. Senegal better when he starts. And Emmanuel says Nigeria will win the AFCON. Well, Botswana flying forward here. Good block from Koulibaly. Important block as well. Ethan, how's it going, mate? Adam, are you watching Palace v Arsenal later? I am, yeah. I'll be watching Arsenal Palace. Nathan says, Key, I'm sorry, but what you said about United and Arsenal is completely silly. How is it completely silly? How is it completely silly? It's true. Look at United's trophies over the last 10 years. Look at Arsenal's. Who's more likely to win trophies? It's not Arsenal. Lisha says, yeah, but all these players you're mentioning are world class. That's why they can afford to be predictable, is what I meant. World class. Okay. You can't afford to be predictable if you're world class. If you're predictable, you're predictable. You're predictable whether you're world class or not. There's wingers in League 1 and League 2 who are predictable. When we didn't mention about the quality, we were literally specifically talking about one attribute, which is their incessant need to cut in on their weaker foot, stronger foot, whatever it might be. And that's all we were talking about. No one mentioned quality. No one's discussing quality. Gakpo cuts in consistently and gets very, very good results with it, by the way. So the idea that, oh, well, you know, Gakpo constantly keeps cutting in, no, Gakpo is very, very good doing what he does. We've won a league title with him playing out there. Nobody has a pop at Garnacho. Nobody has a pop at Neto. Nobody has a pop at Savinho, Doku. All of these players do the same. Doku maybe a little bit less, actually. But most of the players you look at in the Premier League now, in those wide positions, they all do the same thing. They all get to the byline and cut in. None of them really go and get the boots white. They're always cutting in. Gakpo's no different in that sense. And Gakpo has elite output. So it's a ridiculous idea to me that you would put... If Liverpool signed Semenyo for 60 million quid, I guarantee you by the end of the season, Gakpo has more starts, more appearances. I get more minutes on the pitch. I guarantee you. I absolutely guarantee you. Jake says, who do you think will win the Boxing Day game? Man United or Newcastle? I think Newcastle win that one. And Big Spencer says, Gakpo is an inside forward, not a traditional winger. Right. Okay. Shell, halftime quiz. I haven't got one lined up. No. We'd have to do one Johnny on the spot. Let me see if I can find one. Romario, how'd your shopping go yesterday, big man? Did you end up going Asda or Tesco? Both. It's 1-0 Senegal. It's Nicholas Jackson. It's too easy, that. Botswana, he gets to the byline. It's a pullback, and Nicholas Jackson, left-footed. There you go. Foco, no chance. Senegal are in front. Botswana, it's been a very, very difficult game for them, to be honest. But the Lions of Teranga are in front. Foco's not happy. Defence let him down that time. He's pulled off some big saves to keep him out. But this time, it was... he can't keep that one out. Cannot keep that one out. It's a great strike, actually, near post. Unknown says, who would you get for Gakpo backup? I wouldn't get a Gakpo backup. I would get an upgrade on Gakpo. If I was absolutely going into the market for someone on the left wing. But I don't think Liverpool should be. I think there's about 3 or 4 positions that Liverpool need to prioritise before we look at wingers. We don't need wingers. Not really. Not the system that we're playing anyway. We don't need wingers. We desperately, desperately need centre-forwards, centre-backs and centre-mids. It's our spine that's the problem. It's nothing to do with the wing. If you go and buy... If Liverpool's first signing in January is a winger, I'll be mega confused. Liverpool don't need wingers. Adam says, the fact it took Senegal this long is embarrassing. Well... Listen, Botswana have done really well. You got to give credit where it's due. Botswana have played very, very well. Foxy says, Golazzo, Jackson and Twisted Fate. That's me done. I'm never glazing a Liverpool player again. The only one... It's the only once, Key. Don't get used to it. Luis Diaz was underappreciated in England. See, Luis Diaz was very good, but I still don't think he was better than Cody Gakpo. You'd be amazed, honestly. Luis Diaz was one of them players who was all energy, he was all action, he was, great dribbler and whatever. Oh, but he missed some chances, him. And he gave the ball away. He was, really good at pressing and intensity and all that was really good. But I reckon if you'd have asked Liverpool fans last season, you can only sell one of them, Gakpo or Diaz, I guarantee you they'd have said Diaz. I absolutely guarantee you it's Luis Diaz. He was a wonderful player, and he still is a wonderful player. But he's not better than Cody Gakpo. He's not. I've seen enough of both of them over the last however long they've been at the club, 2-3 years. There is absolutely no way that I would have wanted Diaz over Gakpo. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Ball hung up to the far post. It's straight out for a goal kick to Botswana. Lizzie says, Key, do you want me to make your quizzes for your live streams, depending on your games? Happy to do it. Well, you don't have to bring, like... That's a really, really lovely gesture, first off. That's a lovely, lovely thought. What I would say is, mate, if you're going to come to one of the lives, maybe bring a quiz and we can do it. We can do it, absolutely. Don't feel like you have to do it, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you... Because all I don't want to say is, yeah, you make them from now on. That's not fair on me to be giving you that responsibility, so I never would. But if you do want to bring a quiz, let me know, we'll do it. That would be lovely. Certainly would take the pressure off as well if you brought one occasionally. But yeah, no pressure. Great save again from Foco. He's man of the match so far. Foco's been incredible. Bilal says we need a new manager. Who's we, Bilal? I noticed the Lebanon flag in your bio. Are we talking about the Lebanon national team or who? Jasmine says, agree, he suits Bundesliga way more. And Connor says, Diaz is a better finisher than Gakpo. Nah, I disagree with that one. I disagree with that. Diaz missed an absolute hatful of chances last season and the year before. Bilal says, Liverpool, mate. And you think we need a new manager? Guy who won us the title in his first year. You're off your head, Bilal. Nathan says, Fabrizio Romano's just said 21 minutes ago, Semenyo will leave with Chelsea, Liverpool, City, United interested. That's up to them. Yeah, I really hope Semenyo doesn't come to Liverpool. He's not a player I particularly want at the club. I really hope we don't. Lisha says, no, I make them all the time for school and uni, not something new, so I'll send you them in the DMs. Oh, nice, mate. Thank you. That's real. Again, yeah, if you have them and you know, you're happy for me to use them, that's really, really kind of you, mate. That's very, very kind of you. And I will gladly accept. Fires, I hope you guys get some Enyo. Cheers, mate. Yeah, no, I really hope we don't. I really, really don't want him. Botswana, laid off to the edge of the box. Hit it! Hit it! Twisted Fate says, Foco is reinstating faith back into African keepers after Onana single-handedly stepped them back 30 years. He's been incredible, hasn't he, Foco? Top quality. Alicia, can I check each of your upcoming games on YouTube? So you can only see, I only post the games that I'm doing the day after. So right now you can see my games of tomorrow. Tomorrow's games on the channel are, we've got Arsenal Palace tonight in the Carabao Cup. And then tomorrow we're doing 2 AFCON games. I'm doing Burkina Faso, Dango Ouattara of Brentford. Burkina Faso against Equatorial Guinea. And you might know Pedro Obiang of Equatorial Guinea. Used to play for West Ham. So we've got, we've got Burkina Faso against Equatorial Guinea. And then at 8 o'clock tomorrow, massive, massive game. Cameroon against Gabon. And Burmo against Aubameyang. Foxy says, Thiago Silva returned to Europe with Porto. He's 41, but still playing like he's early 30s. Different class him, isn't he? What a player he was, by the way. Absolute top quality. And Lisha, okay, I'll get one for the Arsenal Palace game tonight. Check the TikTok DMs. I will do, mate. Thank you very kindly. Top guy. Okay, free kick to Botswana, just outside the box. 3 minutes of added on time here. Mendy's getting a little bit nervous because if there's one thing we know about Botswana, it's that they can hit a free kick. I'm guessing. I don't know. Clarky says Brian Mbeumo's been a good player for United this season. He has, yeah. He's done well, hasn't he? A couple of big goals, important goals. One at Anfield, sadly. But, no, he's done well. Free kick for Botswana. Left footer. Looks like he's going to take it. Oh, it looks like a little bit of a mad routine, this one. They're not all sure entirely on where it's going. Go on, lad. Over the bar, corner kick. Yeah, corner to Botswana. Ollie, just realised that the Senegal team is actually pretty stacked. It's quality. Absolute quality. And Twisted Face says, I need Cameroon to be knocked out because of Onana. Getting Mbeumo back's just a bonus. And Shell says, Ghana draft excluder. Oh yeah, lying under the wall. Alicia, how hard can they be in terms of a brain thinker? 1 to 10 on the scale. I would generally try, if you can, to get quizzes with lots of possible answers. So the ones that tend to be working best at the minute are the top 25 this type of thing. So, but again, you've got to be guarded because you don't want it to be like, see, for this one, for example, I'm going to do halftime quiz, the top 25 Senegalese players in Premier League history by appearances, and we'll go through that, right? So I've got that, but it's how you then, yeah, you just want to get quizzes with lots of answers, basically. Ollie, who do you think has been the best player for all the Big Six teams this year? I don't know, actually. Probably Erling Haaland. Right, so we're going to be doing the top 25 Senegalese players in Premier League history by number of appearances. That is the halftime quiz. So if you want to join or if you want to interact, just get your answers in the chat. The top 25 Interact. Come on, where are you? Half-time. Right, there you go. Half-time in this one. Senegal 1, Botswana 0. Let's do the quiz. Half-time quiz. Let me know what you think. The top 25 Premier League Senegalese players. Right, hang on. I really should have wrote them down beforehand, shouldn't I? Sadio Mane is correct. He's number 2. Yeah, Mane we've got. Romario, in terms of teenagers, is Lamine Yamal the best teenager you've seen? Probably not. I'd say Messi. Yeah. Iliman Ndiaye. Iliman Ndiaye is not in the top 25. No. Right, hang on a second. Hang on. Jesus, there's some here I would never, ever, ever have said. I would never, ever, ever have said that they're top 25. Sweet Lord, I'm only up to 13 now. Jesus, you will never guess some of the names that we've got here. Senegalese top 25. Should we just do top 20? Let's just do top 20. My God. Right, there you go. We're doing top 20. Top 20 Premier League Senegalese players of all time by appearances. Get your answers in the chat. Right. Iliman Ndiaye, no. Sadio Mane, yes. Sadio Mane is number 2 in the list. Koulibaly, no. Onana, no. Papis Cisse, Foxy, that's correct. Papis Cisse is number, I don't know, but he's in the list. You're right. Henri Camara is correct. Where is he? Henri Camara. There you go. Love it. Not Koulibaly. El Hadj Diouf we've got. Yeah, good shout. Idrissa Gana Gueye. Yeah, absolutely right. So there's 3 and 4. Mambiram Diouf. Number 5. Great shout. And Papa Bouba Diop. Yes, there. Ismail Assar is correct. Yes. Nathan, Everton's Ghana. Yeah, we've got him. We've got him. Diamansi Camera. Love that. Yeah, that's right. Demba Ba. Demba Ba is right. Salif Diao is right. We're going through the best of the best in terms of Senegalese Premier League players here by appearance holders. Freddie Kanouté. Kanouté was Mali. Kanouté was Mali. I was wondering why that didn't appear. Got me questioning myself then. No, Freddie Kanouté was Mali. Cheikh Tiote. Cheikh Tiote. Was he Senegalese? Tiote wasn't Senegalese, was he? Ivorian. Yeah, again. You're throwing me some curveballs here. I keep thinking to myself, there's no way I've left them out. They're definitely not. Senegal nationals only, says Adrian. Yeah. And Foxy says has to be a few Fais in there, at least 2. There is, yeah, go on, I'll give you them. So there's Abdoulaye Faye and Amdi Faye. Abdoulaye Faye played for Stoke, and I think Amdi Faye played for Stoke, didn't he? One of them played for Newcastle. I can't remember which one it was, Amdi or Abdoulaye. One of the Fays. But yeah, both Fays are in the list. Amdi Faye and Abdoulaye Faye. Spurs, Sarr, Mendy keeper. Yeah, Mendy and Sarr both correct. You're missing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're missing 5. You've got 15. Not Roger Mendy. No. Fullback, Armand Traore. Bang, that's correct. Great shout. Yep. Wolves player, I think. Henri Camara. Yeah, we've already got him, Shell. Henri Camara. Diamanti Camara. So far, I'll run through the ones you've got. So you've got Sadio Mane, El Hadj Diouf, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Abdoulaye Faye, Mambiram Diouf, once played for Man United, then moved to Stoke. Amdi Faye, Papa Bouba Diop, Henri Camara, Papis Demba Cisse, Diamanti Camara, Salif Diao, Ismail Assar, Demba Ba, Armand Traore, Pap Mate Sarr, Edouard Mendy, the goalkeeper of today, and then there's 5 left to get. Not Edouard Mendy, not Niang. No. Kouyaté, number 1 in the list. Cheku Kouyaté. There's one who we did yesterday when we were talking about the top 25 Africans to play in the Prem. This fella was in the list. And you've still not named him yet. You've still not named him, but we said him yesterday. Senegal will win, says James Gibber. I think so too, mate. I agree with you. Kalidou Fadiga. Great shout, but no. Kalidou Fadiga was very short-lived at Bolton, wasn't he? Great player, though. Chokcha, Teloki, how's it going? Foxy, Nampalish Mendy. Yeah, hey, I'm surprised you didn't get him. Leicester's own Nampalish Mendy. So now there's just 2 left to get. JJ Kocha was Nigerian, Edward. Not Nicholas Jackson. No, Nicholas Jackson is 21st. 21 in the list. So he just misses out on the top 20. Sadio Mane we've got. The one that, I tell you what, the one that we mentioned, I'll tell you the one we mentioned yesterday. Mo Diame. I've not seen him mentioned so far, just in case anyone says, well, I've already said him. But Mo Diame is one that we mentioned in the list yesterday. There's one left. He is number 20 on the list. And I'll say this. Shell should get him. Shell should absolutely get him. If you're listening, Shell, you should absolutely get this fella. Sacco. No, Sacco was Diafra Sacco we're on about here, aren't we? Diafra Sacco. Who did he... Was he Senegalese, Diafra Sacco? He's not in the list anyway, but I'm just trying to make sure. He was in the list, but I'm pretty confident Diafra Sacco was only at West Ham for a very short spell. Diafra Sacco had 62 Premier League appearances. Actually, no, 55 Premier League appearances, and it's less than this guy. This guy had 65. This guy had 65 for 3 clubs. What 3 clubs were they? I only thought it was 2. What were the 3 clubs? Oh yeah, there you go. 3 clubs. Twisted Fate says, did we mention Cheku Kouyaté? We did, yes. Not Mamadou Sakho, no. Mamadou Sakho was French. But yeah, no, it's not Mamadou Sakho. It's not Diafra Sakho. It's a player who played for 3 Premier League clubs, 65 appearances only, and he did play for Everton. Played for 3 Premier League clubs. Nathan says Patrice Evra was born in Senegal, if people didn't know, apparently. And Sifo says Kamara. We've already got Kamara. JJ Kocha isn't right. No, he's Nigerian. Not Habib Bey. Great shout. Sorry, I didn't know you'd mentioned Diame. I apologise. But yeah, no, not Habib Bey. Centre forward. Centre forward. Played for Everton. That should give it away. That should be a dead giveaway there. Played for 3 clubs. Niasse. Oumar Niasse. Bloody hell. Yeah, Oumar Niasse is number 20 in the list. So there you go. That is the top 20 Senegalese Premier League appearance holders. Cheku Kouyaté, Sadio Mane, El Hadj Diouf, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Mo Diame, Abdoulaye Faye, Mambiram Diouf, Papa Bouba Diop, Amdi Faye, Henri Camara, Papis Cisse, Diamanti Camara, Salif Diao, Ismail Assar, Demba Ba, Edouard Mendy, Nampalys Mendy, Pap Mate Sarr, Armand Traore, and Oumar Niasse. That is your 20. That is your 20 Senegalese players from the Premier League. Gabriel Magalhaes stands out as the greatest defender of all time, in my opinion. Have you only been watching football for about 4 months? If so, I'd probably agree with you. If you've only been watching Arsenal and you've only been watching football for around 4 months. I've been watching since I was 5 and I'm now 58. There's absolutely no way you're 58 with a Mikel Arteta. With a Mikel Arteta profile pic. Not a chance. Not a chance. Foxy, I thought Aliou Cisse might have been on the list as well, ex-Birmingham midfielder. He was 25th, I believe. So he was in there, but not quite in the top 20. Shell says, God, we've had a few from Senegal. Yeah. I think you've had more than Liverpool, haven't you? How many Senegalese players have Everton had? Niasse, Ndiaye, Idrissa Gana Gueye. I'm trying to think who else you've had from Senegal. We've only had Diao, Diouf, Mane. And that's it, to be honest. Can't believe I might be missing some out. Jake says, yo, Key, score. Score is 1-0. Senegal 1. Botswana 0. Reece says that's like saying Paul Mullen's better than Prime R9. Bertrand Traore there. Is it? I think it's Burkina Faso plays, because I'm sure they're playing here tomorrow, aren't they? Oh no, they're the Senegalese players. That look like Bertrand Traore then. Admittedly, he was only on screen for a second. But Burkina Faso playing tomorrow. Burkina Faso and Equatorial Guinea. Sifo says, are you going to cover the match Egypt v South Africa this Friday? I am, yes, Sifo. I am. Looking forward to it as well. Foxy says it all started from that World Cup 2002 when Senegal beat France. They all started to arrive to the Prem thereafter. Yeah, Fadiga, Diao, Diouf, Habib Bey. There's a lot of fantastic Senegalese players who came over. I always thought that we'd see Tony Silva, the goalkeeper. Tony Silva was brilliant in that Senegal side. Tobias says, hi, agree on the Gabriel take. Yeah, oh, it's Tobias again. Yeah, this is 58-year-old Tobias. Tobias, we're just going to move you on, mate. Because you're not really adding an awful lot of value, sadly. Yeah, Edward says, do you think Egypt will go far? I hope not. I think Salah. We need Salah back sooner rather than later. But no, I don't think they do. I think Senegal have got a very I think Egypt have got a very one-sided team. And Reece says that free kick by Botswana was like the Pires and Henry penalty attempt. Shell says, come on Senegal, let's go. Illiman and Dye, they're coming back out. Shell's favourite. Ismail Assar as well. Top player, Ismail Assar. He's very underrated. Very good player. Look at the Senegal fans here. It's a great stadium, in fairness, isn't it? Where is this being held? I know it's in Morocco, but whereabouts? What's the stadium in Morocco? That looks a beautiful stadium. It's a South African coach as well, coaching the Botswana team. No changes at half-time. Just the 2 yellow cards. Mohutsiwa and Diatta got the booking. But this one is being played at the Stade Ibn Battuta in Tangier. 68,000 capacity stadium. Wow. Stade Ibn Battuta. Shell says, come on, Senegal. Erdy, how's it going, Erdy Gaming? Good to see you. Trapper says Senegal to score 2 more. I mean, it depends. I think if they get a goal early, Senegal probably will score at least 2 more. If they get a goal in the next 15 minutes, they probably do score 2 more. But I think the problem you've got is that Botswana did all right. They defended quite well, and now Senegal don't have to. They don't have to press as high. But Botswana have started quite well here. They started quite fast. Poor ball though. Twisted Fate, the stadium is beautiful. And Shell says Diouf, striker. Didn't he play for United? He did, yes, Shell, yeah. Mambiram Diouf. Played for United very briefly. Twisted Fate says Mambiram Diouf played for us, Shell, but I think he's the only Senegal player we've had. United? Is it really? The only Senegalese player United have ever had? Surely that's not true. Surely there's more than that. Senegal. Trying to see if there's any from Man United. There's got to be more than just Mambiram Diouf. Definitely. Senegal now on the counter-attack. Great ball in. Oh, nice and easy save, actually. I think you might be right, you know. Mambiram Diouf, Manchester United. It is the only one. The only Senegalese player to play for Man United is Mambiram Diouf. And Liverpool is Sadio Mane, Salif Diao, and El Hadj Diouf. I think that's it for us. It's only them 3. Ball played all the way back to Edouard Mendy. It's a big second half here for Botswana. They're going to have to try and push on. Will said, Key, I was wrong. Habib Diarra travelled. He's on the bench for them. Well, we was talking about Malik Diouf, weren't we? Malik Diouf, who plays for West Ham. He is here for Senegal, but he's suspended. He's missing the first game due to suspension. Ball played over to the right-hand side. Senegal pushing forward. It's all Senegal, really. Botswana not really able to get any meaningful possession. The rain has stopped, though. The rain slowed things down, which I think has helped. Probably helped Botswana in the first half, to be honest. And then once it eased off, now Senegal can really start to step the play up a little bit and speed the ball in. Jake says, what do you think about the game versus Spurs? I thought it was really good for 80 minutes. Thought he played really well. EFC edits and Die is dictating the game. He is, mate. He's showing those Botswana Premier League players who's boss, isn't he? Absolute top quality from Element and Die. Got to be some player to dominate a Botswana Premier League 11. Will says, where's this being played in Morocco? It's not in Casablanca or Agadir. It's in Tangiers, mate. Tangiers. Magnus, hello. Do you remember me from yesterday, Keith? Of course I do, Magnus, yeah. Our Norwegian friend, aren't you? Thinks Norway's going to win the World Cup, if I remember correctly. Could be a yellow card here for Botswana. Yep, yellow card for the number 9 as well. Koulibaly took a little bit of a blow to the head there. Jake, which rival player would you take at Liverpool? We did this before, Jake. Mainu. Erdy, I bought the supplies for the gravy. I'm still making it. You're still making it? It's literally just a spoonful into a cup and just whisk it up. You're fine. That's it. You know, there's no... The easiest thing in the world, gravy. Shell says, was that sarcasm, Key? Would I? Would I ever? Never. Mr. Sincerity, me. You know me, Shell. Foxy says all these players for Senegal in the past, but Botswana, you'd struggle to mention anyone. Maybe Jifetogo Selolwane, the best ever for them. Well, the star player is on the bench today, from what I was reading earlier. The best ever top scorer, the highest ever goal scorer in the Botswana Premier League is on the bench. He wasn't fit enough to start for Botswana today. EFC edit says local Norwegian Liverpool fan. Hey, he's not a Liverpool fan. Sean Pinder says Merry Christmas to you. Same to you, Sean. Yeah, good to have you in the chat, mate. Thank you. Sean Pinder says Little Gravy is the best. Sod your Bisto stuff. I mean, if you're really doing it, you do it proper, don't you? You get the chicken fat or the turkey fat or whatever after you've cooked it. You get the juices, put it into just make it like that. Absolutely top quality. But no, Bisto's fine. Bisto's absolutely fine. Will says, I remember when Koulibaly played for Napoli ages ago. He was good. He wasn't so good for Chelsea, was he? Here's Sadio Mane. Good ball in. Straight out of play on the far side. Poor, very poor. It's a poor final ball from Senegal, actually, isn't it? Magnus, what happened to Josh King at Bournemouth? I think he's still around, though, isn't he? I'm sure he's still playing. Is he in the lower leagues? Oh, he's gone to Saudi. No, he's gone to Saudi. He's earning his crust at Saudi. He was at Bournemouth, he was at Everton, he went back to Watford for a bit, and then he had a little spell at Fenerbahce. Then he went to Toulouse last season, and now he's currently at Al Khalij in the Saudi Pro League, where he has scored 9 goals in 7 games. EFC edit says Gay is unbelievable for his age. Yeah, again, you've got to be something special to really dominate a midfield against these household names from Botswana. Yeah, it's incredible how he's managing to do it, isn't he? Absolutely different class, that fella. Yeah. He's up against, just to be clear, he's up against Lebogang Ditsele of Gaborone United in the Botswanan Premier League, and he's also up against Gape Mohutsiwa of Oran in the Algerian Premier League, and not forgetting, of course, how could we forget, Motuzi Cooper of the Township Rollers, an absolutely top-class team in the Botswana Premier League. So how Iliman and and Idrissa Gana Gueye are dominating those guys? Pfft, how on earth? Sean Pinder says, what's the best stadium you've attended? I always mention it, but I really did love I like the Spanish stadiums. Like, there's no roof on them, just open. I love all the Spanish stadiums. I loved the Sanchez Pizjuan. It was brilliant. Top quality. And I liked do you know what? No, I'll stick with La Rosaleda. I liked Malaga's as well. I didn't like the Olimpico, the Stadio Olimpico in Rome, and I didn't like the Stadio di Dragao in Porto. Magnus says, can you put on the screen what the score is for the people that don't watch the game themselves? I can't on TikTok, mate. No, but if you go over to YouTube, you can see it. It's a completely different setup over on there. But I can't show it on TikTok. It's not possible. EFC Edit says, and die or Verts? That's a silly question. That's a very silly question. Very, very silly question. Adam says, big up, bro. How's it going? And Twisted Fate says, Gabon Omong is also the closest player to play for United from Botswana. Also, key. They've never played for us, but he had a trial. Oh, did he really? Wow. Magnus, what is your name? It's exactly the same as it is on here. If you go and search that up on there, you'll see it's a completely different setup over on there. Yeah, and Dye's much better, to be fair. One assist in 18 months in the Premier League, Iliman and Dye. Top quality, isn't he? Just the one assist in 18 months. Foxy says, Estadio Monumental, River, my favourite stadium I've been to. You've been to River? Wow. I'd love to have gone there. Or yeah, go to the Bombonera. I love going to, or I'd love to go to any of the South American countries and go and watch a game of footy. That's bucket list type stuff. Oh, does it still say half time? What am I doing here? As if no one's told me that. Senegal are in here. It's 2. It's 2. Oh, key. As if it's 70 there. Start. There you go. Jesus tonight. 57-32. Right, there you go. It's 2-0 now, and the clock is back on. Sorry. Sam says, are you Saucer? Am I Saucer? No, I'm not Saucer. EFC edits 2. Oh, is it 2 assists? Oh, sorry, I take it all back. Nicholas Jackson from Open Play again. How good was the goal? It was very sloppy and scrappy. Again, Foco can only do so much. The Botswana defenders are all over the place. The guy in goal is literally... He's been the man of the match by some distance. It's a great finish from Jackson. It's good feet. And it's 2-0 to Senegal. He made that look simple. Made it look easy. Twisted Fate, I just noted myself as I'm watching the game. Sorry, boss. Sorry, I should have really done it. I should have really spotted it, but yeah. Sorry. I was wondering why the viewers were dropping off, and I was thinking, why have we got no one watching? And all of a sudden, yeah, maybe that for the last 12 minutes we've not even had a timer on YouTube. Will says, well, it's easy to work out the colours of the Senegal flag. The fans are wearing the 3 options. And Magnus says, one day you should watch Brann Viking. It's a derby in Norway. I've watched quite a few in the Norway Eliteserien. We've done Brann. We've done Fredrikstad. I've done Bodo, and I've done Lillestrøm. I think we've done a Rosenborg game as well. Done a few, yeah. We've done a few in the Eliteserien in the last 12 months. Usually because it's been one of the only leagues that's on over the summer months. Adam says, is the Nigeria lineup out? I don't know. What time's the Nigeria game kick off? Botswana, chance. Over the bar, unlucky. Magnus Viking won the league. Yeah, they did really well, didn't they, this season, Viking? Early game in Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, great goal from Jackson. Right, well, it's a couple of players coming on here for Botswana, and one of them is the top scorer, the record goal scorer in the Botswana Premier League, Sesinyi. He's about to come on for Botswana. Here's the big moment. The big man's coming on for Botswana. This is the fella who'll change the game. Number 10, Sesinyi. Foxy says, minus Brazil, I've been to games across South America. Went to a Libertadores semi-final. Barcelona, Ecuador v Gremio. Atmosphere's a different level. Oh, love that. Love that. That's so cool, mate. Very jealous. Adam says, hey, make the debut today. Not sure I understand. 30 minutes to go here. EFC Edit says, Dibbling, one to watch in the next few weeks. Well, he's not been able to get a kick so far for a really poor Everton side, let's be honest. An Everton side that have been struggling going forward, that have lacked pace all season. And Moyes still won't put him in. Don't really understand it. 42.5 million, went really big to try and get him. Refuses to put him in. Apparently there's issues with his work ethic, is what the rumours doing the rounds, is that he's not happy with his work ethic in training. Shell says, did you say you're doing the Palace game? I am, yes, Shell. I'll be live tonight for Palace. Yeah. And Adam says they make the debut. I meant it's today. Who? Magnus Radder. Hello, how's it going, Magnus? Good to see you over on YouTube, mate. All the way back. It's cleared up the pitch from Botswana. And Sesinyi now chasing it down. Adam says, Maracana, huge stadium, Flamengo's home. The Maracana. Wasn't that where they got beat by Germany? 8-1 or whatever. Magnus, I love England people that are really friendly. To be honest, mate, we are generally quite a friendly nation, you're right. Oh, it's a great run. Senegal should be three. Should be three. Great save again from Foko. Nicholas Jackson looking for the hat-trick. Gets a bit of criticism there from Sadio Mane, I think. He was in a much better position. Botswana just really struggling to keep hold of the ball. Senegal, the superior in terms of fitness, experience, everything. Will says, is Mane the Senegal captain? Surely he is. I don't know, actually. I think it might be Koulibaly. Senegal captain is... Yeah, Koulibaly. Kalidou Koulibaly. It's great play that really from Nicholas Jackson and Illiman and Dye. I think Nicholas Jackson really should have done better though. Chance. Oh, it's a great save. Foco. This guy, honestly, there was people in the chat taking the mick out of this keeper at the start of the game, and he has been absolutely top quality. Massive save yet again, tipping it round the edge of the post for a corner to Senegal. He has been unbelievable, this guy. Absolutely different class. Sadio Mane missing a sitter. I know, Shell. Right, well, it's Jacobs, I think, who's going to take this corner. Left-footed for Senegal. Floated in. Again, keeper straight to him. Good claim. He gets it up the pitch. Far too easy, really, but good claim, actually, from Botswana, who give the ball away. Can't keep hold of it, the lads. Hey, thank you for that, Magnus. Thank you for that gift as well. I really appreciate it. (1-0) to the Congo against Benin, and Nigeria, Tanzania to kick off later on, isn't it? Or is that already kicked off? Has Nigeria already kicked off? No, kicks off at 5:30. Lineups, are they out for that yet? I don't think they are. Apparently Bassi, Iwobi, Chukwueze and Osimhen are playing up front with Lookman. Not really many Tanzanian players, to be honest, that that you'd be able to recognise either, is there? Foxy says it's a shame that Foco is 30 now. If he was a couple of years younger, these types of performances would have clubs interested. Yeah. I mean, we've seen this at the AFCONs before, haven't we? It's not just, obviously, the goalkeeper playing really well, but we've seen it AFCONs going back. I remember the first AFCON I watched. Salif Diao was terrific. Diouf was terrific. But it was... Who was the fella for... It's going to do my head in that now. Great strike, great save again. It's a double save. It's absolutely brilliant from Foco yet again. Absolutely unbelievable. Might have been, actually. I think it was, wasn't it? Was it Tony Silva? No, not Tony Silva. It wasn't Tony Silva. I think I'm thinking of the wrong AFCON. I think I'm thinking 2000. It was 2002. It was. Sorry, I tell a lie. It was Sean Bartlett. Sean Bartlett for South Africa played absolutely brilliant. He got a move to Charlton Athletic off the back of the AFCON. And he played really well for Charlton. He ended up staying there for 5-6 years, I think. I mean, Patrick Mboma, what was going on? Patrick Mboma ended up getting a big move, didn't he? Didn't he go to Parma off the back of the AFCON? Twisted Fate says he has a 77.4 save percentage. Just been checking the stats. And Ronnie Dodge says, I hope Van der Ven gets punished as a United fan. That scissor tackle was intended for me. And yeah, I mean, for me, I don't want to see a player get punished for stuff like that. I don't. It was a nasty tackle, but I feel like he's still got to be able to go in and make the tackle. I don't think there was a deliberate attempt to harm. I just think it was clumsy. I think he's gone in and it was a bit reckless and a bit clumsy. Sorry, what we saying? Magnus, do you think Neymar will be in the Brazil squad for World Cup 2026? No, no chance. Philippines, all right, key question for you. Who's the best shot stopper and who's the best distributor in the world? Shot stopper. I mean, I would say Alisson's the best distributor. In terms of starting counter-attacks, I've never seen a goalkeeper do as well as Alisson. But in terms of shot stopping, probably Courtois. Yeah, I'd say Courtois is absolutely... He's incredible. So I'd go Courtois and Alisson. Magnus, do you ground hopping? No. I don't know what you mean specifically by ground hopping, though. But I'm guessing... No, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I would guess no. I don't do that. If it's anything to do with going to football grounds, no. Foxy says Mboma played for Sunderland as well near the end. Patrick Mboma. I always remember him with the Cameroon shirt with the sleeves cut out. Callum says hopefully Egypt win it, but I think Senegal are strong favourites. Courtois are easy. And Twisted Fate says I 100% agree, Key. I think if Isaac didn't score, it would have been a double jeopardy moment. But that being said, because Isaac scored, I feel that's the reason he didn't get a red. Probably. Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment, isn't it? Will says, who does Papagay play for? Villarreal, I think, now. He did play for Marseille for a good while, but I'm pretty sure he's at Villarreal. It's been a dreadful second half, this. Honestly, Botswana, I'm kind of rooting for them, but they're not going to score two. They're not going to get anything against these. Strike, great save from Folco yet again. Ronnie says tomorrow will be an interesting one. Both Ahmad and Mbermo play tomorrow. Yeah, we're watching that one. Cameroon against Gabon. Great pass inside. Botswana now. Might they get a chance here? Be great if they got a goal. Be made up for... What is that? Oh my God. Oh. They just can't trap a ball at this moment, honestly. Great ball over the top here. Jackson's in. This should be 3. This should be 3. Oh, great block. Well done. Good defending. Foxy says, FIFA banned those Cameroon shirts, I'm sure. I'm sure they had all in one-piece kit. They did, yeah. They were meant to go to the World Cup in them. Or I think they were banned even at the AFCON. But they wore them anyway. And then they said, like, well, we want to go to the World Cup in them. And it was a firm no. Callum says, why did Matip stop playing for Cameroon? He had a fallout with the coach. And that extended into, like, the president of the Cameroon FA and all this. And there was like a whole political thing, and he just said, right, I just won't play for you then. I just won't play. And he just refused to go back ever since. Ronnie says, with the injuries we have, I hope we see more of the academy players. Well, obviously you saw Shea Lacey and you saw Fletcher come in. You know, there's players certainly that United could be using. It's mad that you're willing to throw those players in, and yet Kobbie Mainoo still doesn't get a look in. It suggests that there's something deeper with Amorim and Kobbie Mainoo, doesn't there? Philippines says, seen Rangers are in talks to get Josh Windass back on loan. He's 31. Not sure about this one, to be honest. Didn't I see somewhere that Timo Werner was going to go to Rangers? Is that right? Someone said that yesterday. Twisted Fate says, Key, are we positive that Gyökeres isn't from Botswana? He plays like these forwards. Yeah, he might have. Maybe there's a little bit of Botswanan heritage with Victor Gyökeres. Long ball down the touchline. Great defending from Koulibaly. He's an absolute freak, him at the back, isn't he? You can't get round him. He's like a big brick wall. Great play. Senegal are in down the right-hand side here. Good defending from Botswana. They can't keep hold of it. Ultimately, that's the problem. Whenever the ball comes back, it goes all the way back to the keeper. Keeper kicks it long. You can't pick this up. Don't pick it up. You've got to kick it. Good lad. Kicks it long. And there you go. They've lost it. Straight out of play. Twisted Fate says, Mainu has an injury right now, Key. He'll miss the Newcastle game, but apparently going to be fine for the games after. Wasn't he on the bench at the weekend? Oh, I must have got that wrong then. I apologise. I thought he was on the bench and just wasn't being brought on. Ronnie says Casemiro is back against Newcastle, so maybe play Lissandro Casemiro in midfield. Probably too aggressive. No legs, though. Again, it's the same problem, isn't it? Not really got any legs in midfield if you play those two. Great run. Senegal chance. Good ball. Must be. Oh, skied over the bar. Nicholas Jackson should be a hat-trick. He's been very poor there. MK13, Jackson out here looking like Mamadou Niang. And Will says, apart from Aubameyang, who else plays for Gabon that we would have heard of? I mean, that's another question altogether. Who would have played? Possibly. Oh, I tell you, you will have heard of. There you go. I didn't even know he was still playing. Ikweli Manga. Do you remember Bruno Ikweli Manga? Used to play for Cardiff City. He had 5 years at Cardiff. Bruno Ikweli Manga. Spent 5 years at Cardiff when they were in the Premier League and in and around the Championship as well. He is probably the only other player that you'll recognise from Gabon. Maybe Dennis Bouanga as well, who plays for LA in the MLS. That's probably the only other one. Philippines, I saw that, and apparently we were linked to Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. That wouldn't be a bad signing. Ball into the box, just must be... Oh, Foco again. This guy's going to get player of the tournament if he carries on. This goalie is getting player of the tournament. They can't beat him. Brendan says, are Senegal favourites? I think they are, yeah. I think it's Senegal, then it's Morocco, and then it's Egypt. I think that's the top three. Erdy said, did you watch England v Kosovo 2019? No, I generally don't watch England games. And Ronnie says, the only reason I'd play Lisandro Martinez midfield is he keeps it simple and he's breaking the passing up. He will. He'll put himself about a bit, won't he? And Twisted Fate, no, he wasn't on the bench. You may be getting confused with Mantato. No, I knew that Mantato was there, but because we read him out, but I could have swore that Mainu has been on the bench in recent games, but again, must have got it wrong. Oh yeah, Mario Lemina as well. Yeah, very good shout. Yeah, Mario Lemina. He's at Galatasaray at the minute as well, isn't he? Forgot about Lemina. Good player, lad, Mario Lemina. Nicholas Jackson's coming off for Ndai, and Cease is coming on as well. Yeah, that's gutting that for Nicholas Jackson because he scored two. He would have wanted the third. Sadio Mane is coming off as well. But the Lions of Teranga are going to get 3 points here. A nice early start to the AFCON campaign for them with 3 easy points. I mean, there's maybe 12 minutes plus added on time left. You would imagine that's the game's done and dusted. I mean, we'd never say this in any other game, would we? That they've got 3 points in the bag. But it's so obvious. Botswana aren't getting any. Look at the state of that. That's terrible. Shell says, see you later, taking me pups for their tats. Oh, lovely. All right, no worries, Shell, take it easy. Ronnie says, an article came out today from The Athletic about Shea Lacey. Must be annoying for you, having a Scouser playing for us. Well, not really. That's happened before. Rooney. Steve McMahon played for you as well, didn't he? I'm sure. Steve McMahon played for... Stevie Coppell as well. Stevie Coppell played for United, famously. Yeah, not Steve. Steve McMahon played for Man City. Stevie Coppell I was thinking of. So there's been famous Scousers who played for United plenty of times. Callum says, how's Mane played? So-so. Missed a sitter, to be fair. And Ronnie says, are you doing the Arsenal game later, mate? I am, yes. Live for the Arsenal game tonight. And then 2 more games tomorrow. What are the 2 games tomorrow? 2 games tomorrow are... Oh, Equatorial Guinea. Burkina Faso against Equatorial Guinea. That's a 12:30. And then 8 o'clock, Cameroon v Gabon. So we're doing two big games tomorrow. Twisted Fate says, for the Scouse, Rooney was a bloody beast. Credit to Everton. And Ronnie says, yeah, not many Scousers have played for United. I think Shea is the 4th. Will says, I told you, Papa Cisse still plays for Senegal, the ex-Newcastle legendary striker. And MK13 says, Key, I'm booking it 5 years early. Syria are dark horses for the 2030 World Cup if the Argentines join. What? Eh? Syria? Okay, fair enough. Eh? I don't imagine I'll be around still doing lives at that point, but if I am, you can remind me. I told you, Key. Shots inside the area. Senegal 19, Botswana 1. Jesus, tonight. This is a bad game. Listen, I'll tell you what. Let's focus on tonight's game against Arsenal. Arsenal and Palace. Because Palace, if we're being blunt, they've been very poor recently, haven't they? And not only have they been very poor, they're not really they feel it's like a little bit energetic, like lacking energy. Great ball across. Oh, great defending. Yeah, they're lacking energy, aren't they, Palace? Because they've played that many games and they're using basically the same players every time. Against Leeds, they were just so poor. 4-1 down. MK says, yeah, all the Argentinian league players are going to join the Syrian team because they're not good enough for Argentina. I wasn't aware. Clarky says, are you doing Ivory Coast tomorrow, Key? No, I'm doing 2 games tomorrow. Equatorial Guinea against Burkina Faso at 12:30 and then Cameroon v Gabon at 8 o'clock. Arsenal 3, Palace 0. Callum, that's your prediction for tonight. And Erdy says, for how long have you been doing these lives? March. Started the channel in December last year. But I didn't really post anything for the first couple of months. I was still kind of figuring everything out and then started doing lives in March. So I've actually only been doing the lives for like 9 months. 9-10 months, something like that. Strike. Oh, Foco again. What a player. What a keeper. Do you know what? The two African Cup of Nations games that we've watched so far on this channel. Mali against Zambia yesterday. The goalie for Zambia, Willard Mwanza. What an absolute worldie he was. Saved a penalty. He was top class. And then the same today. Foco. They are my two. I'm going to struggle for my team of the tournament because it's between those two. Foco and Willard Mwanza. Erdy, is it your 1 year anniversary? 13th of December was my 1 year anniversary on YouTube, yeah. But again, if we're talking my very first live, I think was around March time. But the channel was created in December. Oh, Senegal flying forward now. This should be 3-0. It really should be 3-0. Strike. Oh, good. He's going to go for a corner. Yeah. Good strike. It's going to be a corner. Twisted Fate Key, what's the most controversial signing you think Liverpool have done? For United, I would say Alan Smith because he was a Leeds hero. The most controversial signing Liverpool have done? Oh, that's a good question, actually. The most controversial signing Liverpool have done. Help me out in the chat. The most controversial signing that we've ever done. Probably Nick Barmby. Yeah, Nick Barmby or Abel Xavier, players we signed from Everton. There's only really them. I would say it's them, yeah. I can't remember any. We've not really... Paul Ince. I mean, Paul Ince was a bit of a controversial one because we signed him, ex-United, United legend. He joins Liverpool and we made him captain. So Paul Ince would be a bit of a mad one. But yeah, Nick Barmby, Abel Xavier, either of them as well. Siam, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Siam. And Luke Etherington, what about Salah from Chelsea? Salah from Chelsea wasn't a controversial one. And neither was Andy Carroll. They were both very, very well received. Certainly no controversy with those two. But yeah, it was mainly kind of Abel Xavier's and Nick Barmby's, I would say. Paul Ince was probably mine, if I had to give one name. That's similar to yours with Alan Smith, isn't it? Botswana now on the counter-attack. Good defending. Senegal win it back. Are we going to get another goal here at the end here? Philippines, according to Let's Talk Rangers on X, were linked to Jen Hurrieto Dual. Know anything about him, Key? Can't say I've ever heard of him. Is that definitely the right spelling? Jen Hurrieto Dual. It's not even any name for him on Google. It's gotta be a typo, that. Will says Samata is Tanzanian. He used to play for Villa. Yes, yeah. Callum says maybe Isake. Alright, last few minutes here at the end of this one. Thank you for everyone that has followed and stuck around in the live. If you haven't already, do us a favour. Click the like button. It takes you 2 seconds. It massively helps me out. If you can click the like button over on YouTube, it massively helps me. And if you can click subscribe as well. We're live every single day. I'm live later tonight for Arsenal against Palace. I'm live tomorrow for Burkina Faso against Equatorial Guinea. That's at 12:30. Followed by 8 o'clock, Cameroon v Gabon. Massive, massive game, that one. And Burmo against Aubameyang. So it's going to be a good laugh. I'll be a bit more lively then, because I had a rough night's sleep last night, to be fair. This is me at my absolute worst. I had a very, very rough night's sleep last night because I went shopping, Christmas shopping, straight after last night's live. So I only got in at about 1 o'clock. And then we were unpacking all the shopping and doing all that. And then I only actually got into bed about 1:45. And then I... What time was I up this morning? About 7:15. So I'm thriving today off like less than 6 hours sleep, really. So, yeah. I need to maybe have a nap before the Arsenal game tonight and I'll liven myself up a little bit. But thank you for everyone that has already liked and followed and subbed and all that good stuff. Twisted Fate says, to be fair, Isak may be a good shout, although it wasn't from a rival. He created a similar meltdown within Newcastle fanbase as Alan Smith did for Leeds. They're still freaking out about it, aren't they? It's a great defending, that by Senegal. And now they're away and out. And Botswana, good defending. They've won it back. Have a goal, lad. Smashed it wide. Luke says, I'm not saying it to be rude, but couldn't you let your wife do the Christmas shopping? No, I could have. Yeah, she's very capable. She's absolutely capable of doing it, but it was one of them where it's a big shop. And, yeah, it's just, I don't know. We don't really see, like, quality time, just me and her. We don't really get that much of it now, because either I'm working, she's working, or we've got the little girl with us, especially over Christmas. So, just at this moment, I thought, well, do you know what? It'd be nice. We'll go and have a little, it's not exactly a date, is it? But we'll go and have a little couple of hours around Tesco and Asda, and we'll go and get our Christmas shopping done. So, yeah, that was a good laugh. Philippine says he's from Norway. It's Jens Hjertel Dahl. He's a midfielder. 4 goals, 7 assists in 30 games. Who's he play for? Jens Hjertel Dahl. Tromso, and he's 20 years old. I think that's probably a signing for the future, isn't it? Senegal, chance should be 3, and it is 3. There you go. 30 seconds left at the end. Sharif with the goal. Senegal have made it 3. Great ball in. And it's there. 3-0. And I don't think there's going to be much added on time, to be honest, at the end of this one. Twisted Fate says, to be fair, we've done that one, sorry. Callum, I'm a hop off, mate. I'll be in later for Arsenal. Alright, take it easy, Callum. M15, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Love that. That was a great run in behind. It was. He did really, really well there. And to be fair, good finish. Good finish. Gets across the front of the defender. It's a lovely pass. Lovely way to pass. That's a team goal, that. Freddie Scott, how do you watch the African Nations games, mate? They're on, well, it depends on what you've got. Sky or Virgin. If you're watching on Virgin, you can watch it on 143. Yeah, so Channel 4 or the Channel 4 app. Yeah, you can watch it on the Channel 4 app or 143 if you've got Virgin. To be fair, mate, I'm live. Like I said, I'm live every single day. Over on the other place that starts with Y. So if you want to go and check that out, Key Thomas, go and follow me. Go and give me a like and all that good stuff. It massively helps. And I'm live every single day. So even if I'm not on TikTok, because I've been getting suspensions on TikTok recently, for no fault of my own. But if I'm ever not on TikTok for a game that you think I would normally be on for, get over to the other place that starts with Y, because I'll guarantee you I'm on there. Twisted Fate says, I feel bad for Folko, but it is what it is. Yeah, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? Luke Etherington, where's the Champions League final at this year? It's in Hungary. Yeah, that's why Dominic Soboslai is so keen to play. I'm sure it's at Budapest. Jesus, look at him. Look at him. Tolga, told you Senegal would win, but there may be a surprise. They basically set a trap. Tolga, I don't think you needed to be particularly sophisticated or a data expert to know that Senegal were going to win today. Senegal were going to win this one quite comfortably. We all knew that. Luke, why didn't you watch Man United Villa last Sunday? I did, mate, yeah. I did. It was live for Man United Villa on Sunday. I am always, if you go to YouTube, you can see the full replay of it. I am live every single day. If ever I am not live on TikTok, it's because I've been banned. Or suspended, rather. .45 seconds left here in Tangiers, and I think that might be that. 3-0, good result for Senegal, good start to put them top of the group, ahead of Congo, ahead of Benin. Botswana sitting at the bottom of the group as it stands. I think that might be where they finish, to be honest. And Foxy says, looking forward to Tunisia v Uganda tonight. Uganda underrated. Rogers Mato is a talent. Looking forward to doing Uganda-Nigeria in a few days' time as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Uganda as well. I'll keep an eye out for Rogers Mato. Has the ref blown up? He has blown up. It's full time in Tangiers, Morocco. Senegal 3, Botswana 0. A very, very one-sided game. I don't think anyone thought it would be any different, would it? Let's be honest. I will be back tonight. If you haven't yet, please do click like. Please do click subscribe. I am live every single day watching games of football with you. And if you want to join our community, please make sure you do so. We've got a wonderful chat over here on YouTube. Make sure you've done all that good stuff and said hello. And I'll see you tonight for Arsenal against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. And I'll be back for the AFCON tomorrow. 2 African Cup of Nations games tomorrow. Burkina Faso against Equatorial Guinea, followed by Cameroon v Gabon. Couple of big games. So thank you very much, everyone in the chat. Have a lovely, lovely Tuesday afternoon, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you all soon.